Hello, everyone. Coming to you from the Phipps Career Center, and we're excited that you're going to be here. We're going to wait a few minutes, let a couple people get on, or a few people get on. Invite your friends, tell them to come on. We've got some great information to share with you. We need, bear with me, this is my first one, okay? so, all right, do we have anybody on there? It's not showing up on my thing. Okay. Has Dr. Zaldivar, has she gotten on? Okay. We need to, can you see her face?
Ready?
Yeah. Well, yeah, go ahead and accept. I want to say thanks to Tony Garza. He's my media guy today, and it's doing wonderful. So thank you, Tony. Dr. Zaldivar on here. Okay, can you come help me get it up?
Hey, everybody.
Hi. I need to see it so I can see the questions. Okay. So one technical thing, I'm going to try to get it turned on so I can see when questions come in. We want to encourage you to ask questions during this time frame. We're going to be talking to you about things that you can be doing while you're quarantined or staying in place that's going to help you with your career. So just hang on. Dr. Zaldivar, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Hey, everybody. If you're on here, send a little comment and wave so I can see you and see who's on here. I'm Dr. Zaldivar. I am the department chair for our business department here at SIGU. And I love our department, love the Career Center. I'm super excited that you guys are joining. Add something in the comments. Let me know what has been the biggest challenge for you. Hey, Felipe. Seeing some of y'all. What has been the biggest challenge for you guys in the last couple weeks here, where we're letting some people join?
Let me turn the flyer. Okay, we're getting there. So great. Yes, definitely talk to us.
Let us know.
Thank you to everybody who is joining in with us right now. Thank you for being patient with me.
You're doing awesome. Isn't she doing awesome, y'all?
Oh, y'all are so kind. Okay, so how many do we have on here? We got 11.
We have 11, yeah, it's great.
All right, fantastic. Well, again, if you have some questions, go ahead and just start typing those in. We're going to be monitoring for those to see what questions you might have. We had a few of you that sent in questions in advance, and we appreciate that. So we're going to be drawing for a cup of coffee here before long, or at the end of the program. So stick around. And okay, Felipe just said time management with a big OMG. I think that's a big one right now, Dr. Zaldivar, with us and staying home, because we feel like we have all the time in the world. So
yeah.
What can you tell us about time management? How can we, what's maybe some tools that we can use? Is there some tools that's out there, some resources?
Sure, absolutely. Can you guys hear me okay? Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Are we good?
You're good.
All right. So I think the first thing that you need to recognize, and I've had to recognize this, is that this is not normal. And so what might have worked for you before is it's a very good possibility it's not going to work again, right now in this time. Understanding that we're in a unique season. So before, for example, you might have, maybe you could have, dedicated study time in your dorm, or you could have time to, start to look for jobs during certain times. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it, y'all. Here's what you need to do. You need to figure out what are the times, short bursts of times, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, no more. What can you do? Where can you find those times throughout your day, where maybe you can find a quiet place, or you can find, something, someplace where it might not be perfectly quiet, but it's something where you can sit down and feel comfortable where you are. And then there's a timer out there. You can get lots of apps, but it's a concept called Pomodoro. It's Pomodoro. You can find apps for it. My favorite app, let me look at it. I forget the name of it. It's on my computer here. I think it's a focus app. You set that app, you work for 20 minutes, and then you take a 5-minute break. You get up, you walk away. With everything that is on our minds right now, that is the best way to be productive, is to just have these short bursts of times. And then after you've done 3 of those, then you take a longer break. You will find that you know, there's a lot of brain science behind it. And so I always tell my classes about it anyways, but especially right now where, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but my brain kind of feels a little bit all over the place. I've got kids at home in my case. You might be living with family you're not used to having around when you study. I've heard all different kinds of stories. So those short bursts of time will definitely make a big difference for you.
Okay.
And then the other thing, the other thing I was going to say is pick 3 things for your day that if you finish those 3 things, you're going to feel great about what you accomplish. So maybe that's a paper. Maybe that's, for those of you guys who are graduating, maybe that's going out and finding 3 jobs you're interested in applying for. Find small tasks that you can do. I think that's a great way to do it. That's where I would start. So those 20-minute bursts of time, and then, you know, get out and take a walk. It will do wonders for your brain and your productivity. Don't just, you know, stay in the house all day, especially
Right.
when it's not raining.
It's hot today here, just for if anybody's away from Waxahachie. It's really warm today.
It's humid.
Oh, yes.
I see Carly asking a question. What are some ways we can sharpen our skills during this time? You want me to answer that, Bev?
Yes, definitely. Go ahead.
So there are a lot of companies right now offering free tutorials, videos, blogs that they don't normally do. For those of you all who might be interested in any type of leadership, whatever your degree is, now is the time to look at your kind of leadership mentors and see what they're offering. I have seen a little bit from everybody. I mean, even the bigger kind of gurus are offering, you know, some free webinars or things like that. If you can't find it, feel free to reach out to me and I can help you navigate that. But I would start with, what can you create your own plan? And most of them are offering it through the end of the summer. So even if right now you're just trying to get school done, put it on your list for the summer. The other thing is, you all are getting an interesting opportunity that most students don't get, which is to learn how to communicate like this.
Right.
This is how the business world works in a lot of places. So for example, before I started working for SAGU full-time, my career, all of my team was dispersed across the United States. So we met via meetings like this, and we met on the phone, and we had to communicate well in email. So practicing those skills now are actually something that's going to benefit you.
Absolutely. I was on a webinar this morning, and that was one of the things that they talked about a lot. And they were all over. They were literally from Michigan to California. They were all combined on that one webinar and communicating and talking to us. So that's a great point, Dr. Zaldivar. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And, you know, obviously your skills are a great thing to be working on during this time. And you'll hear a lot of employers say that, you know, students when they graduate, they have the book knowledge, but they don't always have the soft skills. And so we're actually going to be doing another chat on that. So we're not going to go into the soft skills today, but communication is probably the number one. Would you say?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
able to communicate.
Well, and I've even noticed with students who are communicating now, because you can't just pop in somebody's office, practicing even with your professors or you know, with if you are working and they're allowing you to work from home, you know, practice making sure you're really clear. I tell my classes, in the subject of the email, get their attention. So if you want them to answer, then say, please respond by. And when do you want your answer? Put what it's about, so they know what to look for, because everybody's getting a ton of emails right now. So why should they read your email first, right? Am I right?
Right.
So why should they read your email first? And then in the body of the email, make it very clear what you want. Don't ramble. Make it very clear. And then again, reiterate what you want at the bottom. Thank them. And that's good practice right now, because even if you start applying for a job right now, for some of you all who are graduating, is a good chance that your interview process may be virtual. In other words, it may be something like this. So you may be communicating with them in email and then in video as well. So this type of thing is really good practice.
You're right. One thing that you brought up that I think is really good when we talk about communication, communication is just not speech. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's writing the emails. It's writing the thank you notes. It's how you write the message. How are you portraying yourself? And so I think that, and honestly, that's why resumes are so important, that they're to point, because that's your first form of communication to the future employer. So you want to stand out to begin with. Same thing with cover letters. So when you want to write, all of these long messages, understand that most employers, and they're not going to take time to read the whole thing.
Yes.
Right? And so you've got to be direct to the point, get your message across. And so perfect question right there on the communication, because that's probably, even though you don't have your friends around you to talk to you right now, and you're like, well, who am I supposed to be communicating with, especially if you live alone? There's a lot of other ways to do that. And so look for those ways. Think about writing notes, to your friends or to some of your classmates, notes of encouragement. I was with one employer recently, I think I shared this with Dr. Zaldivar, but for a big company in California. And it was the HR person I was meeting with, and he showed me the box, and he showed me what he did all the time. And they just wrote notes to their employees. They would maybe put a little gift card in it, or just do something to kind of, say, hey, you're important to us. So communication in written form as well as verbal form. Also your social media. Okay, you're communicating through social media, and the question there is, what are you communicating? What are you saying?
That's right.
Know that employers are going to be looking at that social media. And
absolutely.
Then on there that's like, okay, I don't know that I want this representing my company. So keep that in mind. So practice on good communication skills. That's great. Thank you for that question. Did we have another one come in? Okay, well, I know we talked about some of the efficient ways and what we can be doing with our time, and some effective ways. She brought out a point too, that virtual interviews, because that's what, if you're going to apply for jobs right now. So I'm going to say, don't stop applying for a job. If you're looking for a job, keep applying. Keep checking out the resources you have, because 99% of the people who would be hiring are going to be doing remotely anyway. So they're still accessing their emails, and honestly, they may have a little bit more time right now. They may not have as much time, but they may have a little bit more. So, just reach out and say, was checking out your website, this looks like a great company, and why do I want to work here? I've enclosed my resume for your, for you to view. I would love to meet with you, whether it be, and offer some different ways that you can meet with them. So I think that's one thing. So don't think that just because we're stay at home, we're shut down. We're not shut down. Okay, we still live every day. This is going to pass. We're certain of that. And so, just be working toward that aspect.
Absolutely. I would add to that, this is a great time to practice your interview skills. So, you might feel like, well, I'm not quite ready to interview. Maybe you're not quite ready to graduate. Or, maybe you're in that bucket that has another semester left or something. But you're not going to have this type of time again in the future. Because when everything goes back to normal, guess what? Everything goes back to normal. So this is a great time. If I were in y'all's shoes and I was really trying to start, getting ready, my career going, I would make use of Miss Beverly's time right now. I would send her the resume, have her look at it. She was sharing with me, I think it was yesterday we were talking, or the days all run together. It was one day this week. that Handshake is just overflowing with job opportunities. If you guys don't have your profiles on Handshake and don't have them updated, then you are missing an opportunity to be found, because there are employers on there, and as things start to ramp up again, guess what's going to happen? Everybody's going to get out of their house, and everybody, all the retailers and all the different companies are going to be looking for people again to replace those things. So take advantage of that right now, because there's a chance you could get, tapped on the shoulder right now. Mm-hmm. And the last thing I would say is don't be afraid of small starts. So right now there are a lot of jobs for people who just need to, places like H-E-B and Kroger, who just need people to come in and do things like stock the shelves. And you might be thinking, well, I'm getting my bachelor's degree. Is that really a job I should go for? It's not about the job, it's about the networking. Right. Because right now they're in a crisis, they need people. And if you have capacity and you're looking to make some money, go do that. But meet everybody you can, work with excellence. You don't know what will happen then. That's how people start to move up in corporate jobs. They're not afraid to pitch in when the things are hard and do the jobs that maybe everybody doesn't want to do. So, realize that people are going to recognize the folks who were there and available in situations like this.
Absolutely. And just to follow up with that statement there, I had an employer came into my office one day specifically looking to hire SAGU students for his company. And he actually has several of them, but what he stated to me was, he said, I've met so many of your students at the grocery store, at restaurants, all these different places. I was actually at lunch one day and I saw him interact with the cashier. And this, if people, didn't know him, and actually, she was so shocked when he handed her a card and she found out that he was the owner of a certain, organization. And so that's important. You don't know if you're loading cars at Walmart, or H-E-B, you have no idea who you're going to connect with and who you're going to network with. Yeah. And what it also tells that employer and that the owners, it tells them that you're willing to do whatever it takes to right. to provide your finances. So that is a very, very good point, Dr. Zaldivar. I do want to follow up with the Handshake. The webinar I mentioned earlier, I was on this morning, was with the Handshake, and wow, are they going all out with this virtual and putting out resources. I mean, I was so overwhelmed at all the options I have that I'm going to be spending my next week probably working on that, and then hopefully be able to do another one of these live sessions with you to kind of explain some more of the things that they can do. But Handshake is gone. It's still there. So if you have not done your profile, if you have not completed your profile, they were telling me yesterday, 52% of our students have created a profile, 46% have completed a profile. Employers aren't going to look at the half completed because, right. Again, what's that telling them? That's true. That you don't follow through to completion if you're not even completing your job search, portal that you have. So if you're not on the Handshake, if you're an alumni and watching, you can access the Handshake as well. So it's a resource that is there. And again, I went through 100 and something jobs the other day, or 100 and something employers. And then I went through the jobs on top of that. Now, let me say another thing I tell students all the time when it comes to Handshake. Don't wait for the job to be published or to be posted. Look at the companies out there. See who's out there and what they're about. If that's a company that you would like to work for, message them. Absolutely. That's what you have an opportunity to do. I've had students before and they're like determined they want to work for a set company, and that's how they do it. They just keep on and keep on and keep on. They don't wait for that perfect job to come in. So, right. But utilize Handshake. Again, Dr. Zaldivar referred to a while ago, this is a great time to meet with me. I can do phone calls. I can do Zoom calls. I can do, FaceTime, whatever you want to do to meet with me and get the resume ready. Get your references okay. Ask people if you can because you don't want to be behind once once we get back out to the real world. All right. So this gives you an awesome opportunity. What is something that, how can they maybe, what last question here, we just have a few more minutes, but maybe not the last question, but well, I'll back up a minute. I'm sorry. I'll back up. Another thing she was talking about, something to prepare for, is elevator speeches. How many of you have an elevator speech? I get tickled with this one because every time I ask a student, they always look at me like, what? I'm not really quite sure what that is. So that is another aspect, and you can contact my office or, let us know, put that question on here, and we'll do something on teaching you how to do an elevator speech. I noticed Lexi Rich, she just joined us. Hi, Lexi.
Hey, Lexi.
Elevator speech. Elevator speech. We did a session with the students that we took to a job fair, and Lexi was one of those, and Felipe was one of those. And so, it was great to watch them from when they started at and then to the end. And
yes,
give me a thumbs up there if you felt like you was prepared what you got to the job fair with your elevator speech.
I think she sent a heart.
He's there.
Yeah, I think she sent a heart, if I saw it right.
Okay, great. That's awesome. So anyway, that's one of those other things. So anyway, what you're probably thinking about now too is summer jobs. Okay, I'm sure that's probably on some of your minds. Hopefully the information that we just shared with you is going to be beneficial for finding summer jobs. But again, guys and ladies, gentlemen, okay, don't look at it as I have to have the perfect job, and if I can't get the perfect job, I'm not going to work. And I've seen that too many times. When an opportunity arises, look at that opportunity and see, obviously pray about it. Is this where God wants me? But when I say networking, and when Dr. Zaldivar says networking, you have no idea who you're going to network in whatever job it is. There's no job below anyone. All right? You're going to meet all kinds of people. You're going to gain all kinds of skills. And that's why I tell students, when it comes to resumes, we don't leave off some of the jobs that we, think were really less important, because we want that employer to know we were willing to do what we had to do to get through college and to gain experience and to build our communication skills and to build a lot of the soft skills. So,
yes.
Okay, I think Dr. Zaldivar, do you have anything else? I think we're kind of winding down here.
Yeah, I was just two things I was going to add. Just kind of, and hey, Jesse, I see you joined too. A long time no see. I was just going to add, about halfway through my career, when I decided I wanted to grow, I left one company and basically went to started over in another company because I knew how big the opportunity was. That company is the one that ended up getting me all the way to an SVP role before I came to SAGU. But I had to start on the phones, which is my least favorite job. So never be afraid to start over. The other thing I was just going to add, and then I'll just kind of, give you one quick word of encouragement, is if there are a group of you all who would like to do a Zoom and do some of those elevator speeches, but we could do them virtually, kind of like what we did with Lexi and Felipe. Just let me know or let Ms. Bev know. I'd be down for it. We could totally just, get on a Zoom call and practice some of that, or practice interview. I love practicing interviews because the more it's like a muscle. The more you do it, the better you get with it. Right. And then the last thing I'll just, say, and then I'll let, I don't know if there's if you have one last question or what, but y'all, you're not alone. It may feel like you're alone right now. It may feel like you're distanced, and we are, but that's the difference of SAGU. You guys are on our minds and hearts day and night, and we are behind the scenes constantly working just to make sure that we can do the best we can to stay connected with you. So just don't ever feel like you're in this, or trying to wrap things up, or you're an alumni and you feel like you need help and you don't know who to reach out to. That's SAGU. That's who we are. So I think most of you on here know how to contact me, but if not, you can always message me on here. love you guys much. I pray for you daily, and I just wanted to let you guys know you are not in this alone. We're here to help you.
Excellent. Thank you. Yes, yes. Definitely agree with that. So, well, we appreciate everyone joining us today. We're going to draw for the cup of coffee that from Fresh. We want to say thank you to Fresh for sponsoring these.
Woohoo!
So I've got all the names right here in my career development cup, but I have my Fresh coffee cup that has my drink in it. So went there this morning.
Hey, what, Miss Bev,
Um,
while you're doing that, can I do a quick shout out?
yes.
I just want to shout out to my marketing management team, who is the reason we are doing this. So Carly, Lexi, Felipe, and Rachel, I'm so proud of you guys. This is awesome. Okay.
Absolutely. They have done a phenomenal job, and they're continuing. We have 2 more of these. We want to make sure that you're aware of April the 14th and April the 21st. But they have done a fabulous job. I do want to say next week we're going to focus on ministry majors. I'm excited to say Jason Exley, pastor in the area, is going to be here, and he's already sent me some of his notes, and he's super pumped. So you're not going to want to miss that one either. But be with us each week. After the end of 3 weeks, everyone who's attended all 3 sessions will be in a drawing for a gift card from Fresh. So let's get the winner for today. And I'm going to let Tony, our alumni director and director of development, pull this for me. And thanks again to him for coming out and setting up this nice little system here. It's pretty impressive. All right. And the winner is... Okay, Sweet Strawberry 18. So, Sweet Strawberry 18, we will notify you, or you can give us a thumbs up if you're on here. Let us know. But again, thank y'all for joining. It's been a great time with y'all. And if you have any questions, y'all know how to get a hold of us. So, this is Beverly from the Phipps Career Center signing off. And
Dr. Zaldivar, Business Department.
And let me just say, we miss y'all on campus. Can I just say, it brings tears to my eyes. That's okay. Y'all will be back soon. All right. Love you. Bye-bye.
Take care.